Hi, and welcome to our Training for Texas Museums webcast series. I'm Laura Casey, State Coordinator for the Museum Services Program at the Texas Historical Commission, and we're continuing our discussion on strategic planning with our workshop instructor, Brian Crockett, and the Executive Director of the Texas Association of Museums, Ruth Rugg.
You know, Brian, I've seen a lot of strategic plans that are like this thick, that are very formal, formal language, the strategies, the goals, and sometimes when they get those things written, they just put them on the shelf, and it's not really useful. There has got to be a better way.
There is a better way, and I'm a proponent of simplicity here, particularly for smaller institutions. A lot of organizations don't ever tackle strategic planning because they just believe they see those plans and it looks well beyond them. It's not uncommon for us to find strategic plans that are best used as doorstops.
Right.
So one of the simple things we can do to help here is to imagine the strategic plan as a to-do list, as just the sort of thing that you keep in your pocket every single day, but it's set with goals that keep the institution's eyes set on a much larger purpose. And so if it comes back that way, then it seems to be in briefer, shorter chunks, more doable.
Rather like a to-do list, and really that simple. Are there particular words and phrases that you need to include or not include?
Well, you know, I'll tell you what, you lose people very quickly in using a lot of the sort of planning nomenclature that just draws people down. It's rooted back in that idea that we discussed a little earlier, which is folks don't come to do this work because they love planning.
Right.
They want to do something else, and it's really to our detriment if we use a whole lot of organizational gobbledygook that doesn't hold any meaning. So that's one thing we want to stay away from. The other thing that's important, I think, is that particularly history organizations need to find ways that they can articulate their public service that's really compelling, that has some sort of a public element that will attract people rather than just sort of make them yawn and put their feet up. So we've got to figure out what words hold meaning and specificity, and what words really are too vague to be of any use.
Can you think of any that are overused at the moment?
Yes, and I know you can as well. Things like heritage.
Oh.
I mean, heritage is a nice word, and it has a sort of warm, fuzzy feeling for a lot of people, but it also is not specific enough to really compel people to a cause or make them understand very specifically what it is we're about. So, and we use them all the time, you know?
Yeah, how about culture? What does that mean?
Not a thing, does it? Yeah, culture is another word that is used just interchangeably for just everything. You know, we use it as an expression of inclusivity, and we use it also as a way to sort of get out of being more specific. So words like culture and crossroads and heritage, sometimes history itself can be off-putting for some folks. So I really urge small institutions that are really trying to find themselves and find their purpose to think very clearly about what it is they do every day and how it is that it has some kind of a public service component. And from that, build a mission and a vision that's based on that. It'll drive a whole elements of your strategic plan and make sure it's not a big fat thing.
Good.
Yeah?